Hello guys, welcome back to another weather video. In today's video we're going to be updating you guys on the Atlantic to see what is expected for the Atlantic. Some stuff is going to die down like the Sahara dust or vertical wind shear. A potential new wave that could be affecting may potentially the United States. We're not 100% sure. This is too far out to determine, but there is a wave that's going to form in the NDR region, and we'll talk about that later on and some trends that we're looking forward to start the Atlantic hurricane season in August. So you can currently see right now we're looking at pretty much quietness in the Atlantic. Besides this little wave right here that has a 20% chance of forming in the next 7 days, which is not very good for the storm, and it's really surrounded by Sahara dust and wind shear. So it's expected for it to not to make it at all because of that bad habitat for it. It's got warm water, but it's definitely got not the proper air, too much dry air in the atmosphere for it. It might bring some rain and wind for the little Bahama islands right in here. Like I said, making its way into the Caribbean Sea, really not doing nothing and dying off. So there's that. Here we're going to take a look at what's exactly in the Atlantic right now, so you guys can see Tropical Storm Dawn. This thing is really expected to dissipate in the next 24 hours. We're definitely going to see this thing die off. It's been surprising that this thing has survived over a week in the Atlantic with it just spinning around, spinning around. It's pretty fascinating. And here is our Invest 95. Only a 20% chance of forming in the next 20% in the next 7 days. Pardon me. And 7% are a 20% in the next 7 days. So you guys can see here's Invest 95L. Just gonna go over some stuff. Like I said, not really expecting anything off it. Not gonna form to a tropical storm. Some models show it, but not too many. It's gonna stay really in Invest. Like I said, and then here's the tracks for it. Maybe potentially just making its way towards the islands. Like I said, nothing really gonna be big with the storm at all. You know, it's really gonna be just a wave. So here it is, dawn, and you guys can see right in here. Really, it's gonna die off to the storm around Monday, 6 p.m. So later on tonight, you guys can see that's just gonna become a tropical storm, and it's gonna eventually die off to a wave again. So you guys can see here we are. This is our ocean heat content. This is pretty much where more deeper the warmer water is. So you guys can see this is really scary. You guys can see most of the Caribbean Sea along with the Gulf of Mexico is really warmed up. It's got that warm air below sea surface. The deeper it, the redder it is, deeper it is. The lighter it is, not too much of hot water going down deep. So you guys can see even the MDR is really starting to amp up right here. We're starting to see a little bit more of a warmer deep surface water temperatures. And you guys see the water is warm as is, but it's like the deeper it is, the warmer it is, the more hurricanes survive off that, and more hurricanes, because when a hurricane comes by, it stirs up the water. It takes all that hot water from the top and stirs up the cold water to the top, which is allowed when like MDRs. Sometimes that's why some hurricanes cannot make it in the MDR, because a hurricane will come in here, take the warm water, and then another hurricane will come behind it and it would just be cold, or cold water to them, not cold water necessarily to us. So there it is. Like I said, really in the red with the Caribbean Sea and the Gulf of Mexico. So that's where the most favorable of a hurricane can be, or even a tropical depression. So we take a look at the temperatures of the Atlantic right now. I know a lot of people have been going off this, but you guys can see I've been watching this for the last probably 3 weeks, and it's definitely gone up a lot, like going up towards north a little bit more. We're talking about, yeah, like up here it used to be like something like this where it just dipped down and like that. So now it's definitely making its way more towards the north. Like I said, you guys see our MDR is really above average. You can see we're at 29 Celsius, 29.5 Celsius, which is I believe around, if I'm right, around 90, 95, 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And you guys see we did have a record temperature 95 degrees in the Key West. Like I said, this is very scary for hurricane season, because that could potentially mean that category 4s, and if you can see my marker, let's change my color of my marker real fast. Let's see, it's turning pink. So you guys can see that's a potential scary because even category 4s or 3s, 2s could be supported in here. Now I would say more of a category 5 could be supported in here most definitely, because you know it's very warm water. We're just waiting for that Sahara Dust, which we're gonna take a look at right now for it. So you guys can see currently right now, this is Sahara Dust, and it's really not too bad, right now. So you guys can see currently right here is where our depression is, or a disturbance right there. So you guys see we play it for you guys. It's very gonna be quieting down very soon as we play it for you guys. And you can see it really covers up the Caribbean Sea, but it gets very light, as you guys can see. It's not gonna get very thick off of the African coast. Like I said, it's gonna get very light dust, which is a good thing because hurricanes can sustain very light Sahara dust. So here is our tropical Atlantic vertical wind shear. So you guys can see that this line means, this black line right here means the average. So you guys can see, if you get the marker out real fast, this is going to be our average for around, you know, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. As you guys see, our vertical wind shear, the lower it is, the less wind shear is. The higher the black line is, the more wind shear we normally see. You guys can see we're really taking that trend downwards, even below average right now. So, like I said, they take this average from past hurricane seasons and make this black line what is expected. And you guys can see really we're showing a trend down, and really it's not even showing a trend up. So I do expect this to actually really go down. Maybe it might go back up just around here, just a tear. But I don't think it's gonna go above that black line, which is a bad thing, but a good thing for hurricane chasers, because you know, the less vertical wind shear is in the Atlantic, the more we have a chance of a hurricane spinning up. Like I said, now here's the Caribbean Sea. It is a little bit above average right now, so the Atlantic and the Caribbean Sea are two different stories, but still not really too bad. You guys can see it's really around September when it goes below average, because like I said, hurricanes can still go in there and form off the water. It's just simply it can't form in the Caribbean Sea. That's normally why you see around October, September is the lowest. That's where instead of the MDRs, it kind of gets inactive, and it goes on to the Caribbean Sea, where that's going to pretty much going to be where our development goes into September and October. So right now, really August is really for the MDR, and maybe the beginning and mid of September. And you guys can see here is our hurricane analyst active storms. So you guys can see that pretty much we're looking at this, and we're still long ways to get to a busy day. So you guys can see we're currently, if I get the marker out, you guys can see currently, look, it's July 24th. We're roughly around this area, if you want to say. We're roughly around here. We're still about a good probably 2-3 weeks before we even see a spike up into the busyness of hurricane season, around probably August. I want to say August 10th, between August 5th and August 10th, definitely. And like I said, that's where the MDR is really going to start picking up. I feel like it might even get more busier than that, what some models have been showing. So here we are at Tropical Tidbits. I'm going to play that back for you guys. And like I said, do not go off this. This is not for hype. This is just, I wouldn't go anything past the 29th. Like I said, I might show it just to, you know, just to have fun, but it's definitely not, it's definitely off. But it's definitely showing that we could potentially have a wave, and that's all that matters. So I'm really going to stop anything that goes past, let's see, anything that really goes past, here, if that wave goes past here, don't believe it's in La La Land right now. GFS is really not the smartest when it comes to long days out. So you guys can see our wave is right here. It's gonna eventually dissipate. You guys can see make its way, and like I said, around that's gonna be our wave. That's currently 95 right now. It's gonna make its way and just really die off, to be honest. But what's going to be interesting is that we're going to potentially have a second wave, right? Probably around the 28th. So 4 days from now, we could potentially see a wave around here. Definitely gonna form very rapidly and very fast according to GFS. I will believe this right here because this is only 4 days out. And a lot of run models have been showing it. You guys can go see. It's been on and off with the model runs. It's been a little bit faster. Some models have been faster, some models have been slower. Here's right now's model. Here's yesterday's model. As you guys see, yesterday's model. Yesterday's model. The other day's model. So it's definitely been showing some. If I go up, let's see, go back to the current model. It's definitely been showing some type of a wave. Definitely, it's just been showing a little bit. Some models have been showing slower formation. Some models have been showing faster formation. So like I said, definitely going to be a wave probably forming out within the next 4 to 5 days. And then at this point, after this will be the last day I believe in anything. Right here is where I would stop believing everything, and this is where the GFS likes to go into this La La Land and say, oh, look at me, there's going to be a category 5 right off the Outer Banks or even in the Gulf of Mexico. So definitely don't believe this one. This one could possibly be believable. Still, it's too far out, in my opinion. I don't go anything past 5 days, and I don't believe anything with the GFS past 5 days. Not showing this for hype up. But you guys can see it doesn't get to the Caribbean Sea. Some models have been showing into the Gulf of Mexico, potentially. This is where I would say it's not 100% sure. Some models have been showing up into the Gulf of Mexico. If we play, this is current model right now. Some models have been showing up to the Gulf of Mexico. Some models have been showing up. There's the Gulf of Mexico one right now. Here's some models right now. We actually have it on to here. Let's see. Let's fix this real fast. But some models have been showing that. Let's go to the recent run. So that GFS has been showing this right here. Showing last run around this morning at 12 a.m. right there. Showing 90 nothing. Then yesterday's run showing that. Yesterday's afternoon run, or afternoon run. Yesterday's 6 a.m. run. Yesterday's 12 a.m. run. Like I said, it's been showing. It's been in La La Land. There it is again in the Gulf of Mexico. Like I said, it's been showing a lot of La La Land stuff. So anything past the 29th, I would not believe. I just want to show you that we could potentially have a landfall. Potentially. There's only a 10% chance of that happening right now. So I wouldn't even go anything close past 29th right here. So anything past this day right here, all we know is that there's a potential wave that's going to be forming. That's all I would say. That's all anything I would believe right now. Anything you look at the malls right now, you sit here and see this, I wouldn't even believe this right here. This right here, none of this. I would not believe any of this until we get closer to those days, for sure, because the GFS has a tendency to lie and spit up a lot of storms. But definitely the if you look at the European, because the European has been showing some wave 2 that's potentially happening too. So we go back a little bit. Let's see. We go back a little bit. The European has showed the wave 2, so you guys can see. There it is. Now the European has not picked up on it too much. Here's the wave right here. The European doesn't show the yellow, so it doesn't look as intense. European hasn't really agreed with it. GFS, it shows it more like that. There you go. It's showing, but it's definitely picking up on some type of wave right in here. The European, it's just saying if it's gonna form or not. Let's take a quick look at the CMC. But a lot of the malls have been green. As we go back, here we go. So you guys can see the CMC is kind of green too. But anyways, guys, that's going to be a wrap of the video. Sorry I talked so long. I wasn't trying to make this a long video. Just trying to squeeze everything up into one video. But so that's going to be a wrap of the video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you like, subscribe, share this video. So you guys can stay notified and turn those post notifications. Don't forget to, so you get updates daily. Hopefully, like I said, hurricane season ramps up for me. I don't want anything like Category 5 towards the United States, because, or even Category 2 or 1. It's going to be damaging to some people, you know. I know how that feels. So, like I said, I am amped up for hurricane season, you know, to track them. But at the end of the day, it's about what more matters is the safety. So like I said, make sure you stay with your National Weather Service or your local weather station or even the Weather Channel for you guys' safety. Don't go off people like me, because, you know, we're not official. Like I said, we're just people that do stuff for a living on YouTube. But anyways, guys, that's going to be a wrap of the video. Until next time.